that you can actually see my face, but this you just can't see anything, but this is like, whoa. Oh shit! I'm back, bitches! I don't know how to start this. So it's been a doozy. It's been a real doozy. I actually haven't been active on my channel for a month, even though I've been uploading every day. So I just got back from 2 really long vacations smushed together. So you guys saw a little bit of Hawaii, and then I went to Minnesota to go see my dad's side of the family. And that's gonna be a separate video. Don't worry about that. This video is different. So while I was in Minnesota, I started thinking to myself, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a little second here. Isn't August 1st when I started making videos? And then I started panicking, like legit fear and panic. Am I okay? And then I started panicking because I didn't know how I was gonna celebrate my 1 year on YouTube. I like had no plans. So I actually just got back from vacation yesterday. So it's like 7 in the morning. I don't know, like my body doesn't know what time it is because I've had to adjust to 4 different time zones. And I woke up at 5:30, so please excuse me. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, and you probably don't, and that's like totally okay with me, like I'm really annoying. I asked you guys if you would like one big video of me talking about my first year on YouTube or separate videos. There's gonna be a lot of things that I want to talk about that I've never talked about before. You guys voted on one big video, by the way. Man, this video is gonna be very unstructured and I don't know how to proceed. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about. Why am I... Put your hands down, please. Oh shit! Can you guys help me? Can you guys help me? I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to fix my life. Okay, I think that's good. That's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Oh no, it's gonna fall. Anyways, you can tell that I haven't been in front of a camera in a really, really long time just because of how I'm talking right now, and I'm like nervous for some reason. I don't know why. So my plan for this video is I'm gonna have it all in like little segments. So because I want to split things up. Please don't fall. I see the light tilting and it's really scaring me. So it's gonna be like we're playing Jeopardy, you know, like, hey Alex Trebek, give me 500 for mental roller coaster. Hey Alex, I'd like to choose 1,000 for how all my equipment broke in less than 2 minutes. That's a good one. So I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna roll with it. This is improvised. I wanted to do a video of me talking from the heart right here and giving kind of my honest, raw opinion on YouTube and how everything has been going. So, great. Let's start with how I decided that I wanted to do YouTube. Let's start with that. The most natural place for me to start, I think, would be college, because college was really, really hard for me. I went to college immediately after high school because that's just how everybody in my family did it. That's how I was raised to believe you would be successful, was to go to college and get a degree. And I admit that, like, I think the way that I thought about college was a little bit too harsh, because I remember criticizing my friends for not going to college. It was, you know, now look where I ended up. I did like little to no research on the college I went to. I'm not gonna say what college I went to because I don't want anyone to go there, and I don't want to give them advertisement because I fucking hate the college I went to. Let me just say that. I went to a place in downtown Seattle, and it was an institute. That's all I'm gonna say. It was an institute. And institutes are really weird, especially this one. The college classes, you would only have 2 classes per 2 days a week, but the classes were 4 hours long each. So you're sitting there for 4 hours and you just want to fucking die, pretty much. I had to travel to college by myself, like on the bus, and I was in a really dangerous part of town where kind of like all the crack and heroin deals were at their peak on my block at the college. And I really wasn't safe, like, at all. It was the first time I've ever received sexual harassment on like an everyday level. Because it was an art school. I went to that school to get a degree in game art and design, because I wanted to work in the gaming industry. But it just didn't work out. I didn't like it. After a bunch of I had probably one of the worst days of my life, and I remember sitting in the room over there where I record and stuff. I was sitting on my futon just sobbing because I missed the deadline for signing up for new classes for the semester, and I was like, you know what, this is not worth it. And the school, for 3 years, it's a 3-year degree. For 3 years, it's $90,000. So it was either gonna be me wasting all my money in my life forever and never being able to pay that off forever, or I could just leave, pay the $8,000 that I owed, and just try somewhere else. So I dropped out that day. I didn't go to college for a very long time, but I went for kind of maybe a little bit. like a year, I think. Then I applied for a school in Bellevue College. It used to be a community college. It's way cheaper, but they have 4-year programs, so they changed their name to Bellevue College. And that school was fun. It was way better than the school I went to. I met some friends. As the classes went on, I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel like I fit in with that school. And it sounds like such a stupid, it just sounds so weird, but when it happens to you, you understand that I didn't fit in at all there. I felt so out of place. I felt like I was wasting my time. And I just felt like everybody at the school was so fake and they didn't know what they wanted to do. All the teachers were really biased, and the teachers I had such horrible experiences with the teachers, and the professors is what killed my college experience for sure, because you can have a really, really good professor and you can have a really bad professor, and I had all bad professors. I had one professor that literally told me in front of 200 people in the class that I was going to fail and I need to give up. So that was really cool. I left college. That was how I decided that I was just gonna leave college, was, I tried twice, it didn't work, it was whatever. And like I said, I come from a family where everybody has a degree, everybody went to college, and I was the only one that didn't. So I felt like a failure, I guess. I felt really sad. I was sitting on that bed just crying, that's all I did. And I didn't know what to do, because I tried game art and design, I tried gaming programming, I tried all this shit, and it just didn't work. It didn't work at all. That was what I wanted to do, so the fact that what I wanted to do just completely changed all of a sudden, And it was something that I was set on since I was like in 8th grade, was this degree. I was like, I'm gonna go for game art and design. It just was really hard to just have everything kind of change all of a sudden. My friend, Dakota, shout out to Dakota if you're watching this, he was amazing and he helped me through that whole time of me being a college dropout and being really depressed. And he was like, hey, you know what? If you don't know what you want to do academically, you should just work. And I suggest that strongly to people who are maybe in the same position that I was. Just work. Like, just work for a couple years and like build up that responsibility and that work ethic and, you know, get out of debt. Just work. So I agreed and I worked at a couple different places, including Nintendo. I did used to work for Nintendo and I fucking hated it. Well, I didn't work for Nintendo specifically. I worked for a third-party company that was a hiring agency for Nintendo, I guess. I just said a lot of words that made me sound smart, but I don't think maybe that made sense. Anyways, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was a game tester. And it was a contract job. And one day they were just like, hey, don't come into work anymore. Because with contract jobs, it depends on like, because games aren't coming out like 24/7 all the time, whatever, so it's a contract per each game. So it's like you have a job for 9 months and then you just stop. And that's how it worked there. I don't know. It was dumb. They were stupid. Anyways. So just one day I just didn't have a job anymore. So that was cool. And then I had a really big fear of retail. I had a really big fear of the retail horror stories that you would hear, and like exchanging cash with someone. I felt like that was just a really scary thing to do. I don't know. I just was really scared of it. But I decided that I was gonna get over my fear and just go work in retail, because I think everybody needs to work at retail at one point. I'm not gonna say where I worked, but I worked in a pretty big retail store, and it was something I really needed to do, for sure. It was the first time I was making like a regular income. It was like a traditional job, but not in the 9-to-5 sense, in the sense of like you had to show up somewhere like 5 times a day, whatever, or not 5 times, 5 times a week. There we go. And I met a lot of people there that helped me. I met the love of my life there. So yeah, it was a good decision on my part. But I was still thinking about what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I was like, how am I gonna find out what I'm gonna do at this little retail store? So a couple of customers while I was working there came up to me and they were saying how I should be in front of a camera, how I should be like an actress or something. And I just was laughing it off like, haha, whatever. Okay, I think you're just saying that because you're trying to be creepy to me because I have blonde hair or whatever, fuck you. Though, because people were telling me that, I started thinking about how when I was younger, I used to make a lot of movies. Like legit movies. I would make movies with my brother, I would edit them, I would direct them. I loved making things. And I used to make YouTube videos like when I was in 8th grade, but they're long gone and they are the cringiest videos ever and you will never find them because I have deleted them from all existence on Earth. They do not exist anymore. But I started thinking about that and I was like, oh, I don't know, like YouTube's kind of a weird job. It's not, you don't have job security, you don't know when things are gonna happen. you don't even know if you're gonna be making a living for a couple thousands of years, so I don't know, like YouTube's just weird. And so, cause I had my channel and I've had my channel since 2008. While I was thinking about it one day, I was in a Starbucks and I was in line, and you know, when I went up to the barista to say what I wanted, I don't drink coffee, by the way, so I don't know why I was there. The barista asked me if I was a YouTuber, and I had the thought in my mind of like, should I start YouTube? I don't know, that seems kind of dumb. But she asked me that, and that like took me back, because I was standing there like, what? Did you just ask me that? Like, so I told her, no, I'm not a YouTuber, but I want to be one. And she fucking deadass said, you look like you could be a really good YouTuber. And then she walked away. And I was like, what? It was the weirdest thing ever, and I can't explain how that happened, but I just felt like that was fate for me to hear that. Because after that day, I was sitting in my car, like before work, and I was just crying because I don't know, I felt like I was wasting my time again, and I felt like I was done learning at this retail store. I was done growing as a person at this retail store, and I needed to move on to something else. I needed to get out of my comfort zone. So I just ultimately decided that day that I was gonna quit my job. And it was like, it was bad. Cause I was crying, right? And I run up to my manager, or the main person at the store, and I'm just like, with tears in my eyes, I'm gonna quit, so I'm sorry. I put in my 2 weeks, but still, because I didn't talk to anybody about it. I didn't even talk to my boyfriend about it. And he was like, wait, you quit? And I'm like, yeah, I quit. So it kind of was like, whoa. Because I just got promoted and I got a raise, but I was just like, no, I need to quit. So, yeah. Okay, so now that you've heard kind of my backstory with everything, now we can jump into actually starting YouTube. So, let's go. So I was working my last 2 weeks at this retail store. I was saving up all the money that I could. I didn't have a plan. I did a bunch of research of like what equipment I should get to start, how I should start, like what am I doing, please help me. That's what I was Googling, just please help me. You know, it worked. This is the 2 biggest pieces of advice that I can give to you if you are starting a YouTube channel yourself. Number 1, don't do YouTube with a friend. Don't do it by yourself, because it's a rare occasion where friends will work together on a YouTube channel and be successful, but more times than not, being by yourself is like the better option, because if you guys have different passion levels and different end goals, it's gonna obviously collide. One person is gonna work more and one person is gonna be slacking. It's just like, it just almost like 90% of the time it doesn't work to work with a friend. And you need to have someone that has the same work ethic as you. And that was like my first trouble with YouTube, was like starting, because I wanted to work with all these friends and they all didn't give a shit as much as me. So I would be like, hey, come on, let's come over to my house, let's start recording for my channel. And then they wouldn't show up, or they'd cancel. And I'd be like, okay, and then I just wouldn't record. So, I I hate saying this, but at the end of the day, the person who's gonna have your back the most is you. So if you're scared to do YouTube by yourself, or if you're scared to record by yourself, I totally understand that. If you go and look back at like my first YouTube videos, like when I played Ocarina of Time for the first time, like without my friend, I sound so scared. I sound like I'm held at gunpoint. So I get it. It's just something that you have to get used to. Just talking to yourself, being crazy, but being confident. Be confident and be crazy at the same time, and you'll be good. The other piece of advice that I can give you is don't get the same equipment as your favorite YouTubers. Don't do it. I did that and it sucked. Do research. And you don't have to have the best equipment. I still don't. Like this camera, it's not my thing. I don't like this camera that much. It makes everything look really gray and washed out. But it's a good starting camera and I'm comfortable with it. And as long as you're comfortable with the equipment that you're using and as long as you are confident about using it, you're good. You're golden. So yeah, anyways, I got all this equipment that like my favorite YouTubers use and it was really expensive to get all this shit. And that's gonna lead to the next segment of how all my equipment broke on the same day. So I bought like this $2,000 mic for $800, which was the best thing I've ever done because I still use that mic and it's really great. I love that mic. Wait, why am I not using the mic? Why am I... Damn it, I'm not using the mic. I was gonna use my mic today. Whatever, we can use my shitty mic here, that's fine. So... Welcome back, Kelly. Let's get back in the game. I bought this camera. It was a bundle on Amazon for $200 and it came with like all these batteries, like a case, like this carrying case, and it has like all these wires in it that I don't use, and it came with a tripod, which it's on right now. I have no idea what this camera is called. It's like a Sony camcorder. I don't know, and I don't know what that microphone is called that I have over there. I would go get it, but it's really big. It's called I think it's called an Octava MK16, and it's from Russia. So, and then the game capture card I bought was the Hopog game capture, like one of the shitty versions of it. So it was great. But it was what like one of my favorite YouTubers were using. Except for the camera. I don't know how I found that. I was just like camera on Amazon and I bought the first thing I saw. And I was using my laptop that I've had since I was in college. Since I first like started college. So the computer I was using was like 5 years old, like the laptop I was using. I actually think my computer is under my bed. Let me get it. Oh, there you are. Here's what I was using. This one. This is tape. It actually fell apart at the seams. But this guy got me through a lot. Thank you. So yeah, I got all this equipment and I was ready to go. And then 2 months into starting. So my first 2 months on YouTube were very hard because I couldn't get past 200 subs, and just one day I was editing on my bed, and then I got a blue screen of death, and then my capture card, also same day, my capture card only could record in green, black, and white. And it just broke. Everything sucked. Everything broke on the same day. That was just amazing. I I went to a repair shop. I spent so much money trying to repair my computer. They told me that it was fixed, but they lied to me and my computer actually wasn't fixed. So I went to another store to try to back up my main hard drive onto like a little external hard drive. And my main hard drive was so fucked up that it took 2 days to extract all the data onto my external hard drive I have over there. So I had to waste money on trying to fix this computer. I had to waste money on trying to transfer my hard drive memory. I had to waste money to get a new capture card. And the new capture card I bought actually didn't work. So I had to return that capture card and I had to get another one. So I was really stressed out. And while I was, and I also got a new computer too. It's over here. Let me introduce you. And this was the computer I bought that day. And I actually really like this computer. It's amazing. This computer changed my life. Anyways. So yeah, all that was happening at the same time. And I was sitting in a parking lot, I remember, with my new purchase of my new computer. And I was like, I'm gonna make a YouTube video about this. And little did I know that that YouTube video would be like the pivotal point of me growing my channel a little bit quicker, I guess. So the next segment is called Something Weird Happened. I made a video called Hot and Bothered, and by the way, that video, I had no idea that hot and bothered meant you're turned on, so that was really stupid. Anyways, so I made that video kind of to explain to the subscribers that I had that my computer broke. Some of the game capture stuff is gonna be like really corrupted. And that was the purpose of that video, and then I got a new computer and that everything's fine. But there was one comment. Oh, I'm so embarrassed to find that comment because I really don't. I fucking hate that video. It's such a cringy video. But let me try to find the comment. You have a very uninteresting channel, but you are moderately beautiful. So from this moment on, I declare myself a faithful beta orbiter. I will like all of your videos and watch your content in feeble hopes that someday, somehow, receiving a small degree of attention from you, which will secrete enough dopamine to keep me away from ever-increasing suicidal thoughts. Don't forget to make a Patreon so I can send you money. Cheers. Anyways, that was the comment. And I didn't understand because I wasn't really receiving feedback on my channel, so I never received a comment like that. And I just replied to it like, here's your attention. Like, I was a fucking idiot. And I didn't really know what that would lead to. So that comment got on 9gag. And the 9gag post was like, people on 9gag aren't as thirsty as YouTube comments, or I found someone in the YouTube comments that are thirstier than like people on 9gag, something like that. And that went like trending on 9gag. The whole website, that post went trending, with my dumb fucking face on it and that comment. So how that came to my attention was my old boss actually found that 9gag post and sent it to my boyfriend, who sent it to me and said, hey Kelly, you're on 9gag. And I was like, oh great, lovely. Comment down below if you're from that 9gag post, because I'm actually really curious how many people stayed. Anyways, so I got like more than 1,000 subscribers from that alone, So that was really awesome because I was stuck at this 200 mark, and then all of a sudden I just got all this feedback, and all these comments were flooding in, and like my email was blowing up, and like all this shit. So that was cool, and that was great, and that was very lovely. But all the people in the YouTube comments that were coming from 9gag were saying mean things, and it was the first time I was receiving negative comments, and I wasn't used to it. And I was like getting attacked, basically. Not attacked, that's really overdramatic. I was just like, I feel like I was undergoing like a Twitch raid or something. So, so on Christmas morning, I just started crying because I was really embarrassed. And it was really hard to just be called like, oh, you're such a skank, you're so ugly, like you're such a, like a C word, I hate saying it, like you're such a cunt. I don't know, it was weird. I was receiving like my first death threats for some reason. There's something on my roof, and I can hear it. I think there's a squirrel on my roof. Oh no, it was a crow. It's okay. My camera's gonna die. How do I fix this? Hold on, I have to change my camera battery, hold on. So now to my next segment, which is called, my mental roller coaster with YouTube. There we go.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Ever since leaving that retail job, I discovered that I wasn't as happy as I thought I was, because with retail I would suppress everything with stress. And now that I was working from home and I was my own boss, I had more time to think to myself, and I had more time to be in my own head. While I was getting so much hate, I was like going through a mental roller coaster. I would have really dangerous lows where I would cry. I would be like, I'm never gonna make it. I was scared. It's so scary when this is like what you want your career to be, and there's no guarantees, and nobody's there to hold your hand, and nobody's there to tell you how to be successful. And I would just be like, what do I do? You know, like, how do I do this? How do I get lucky again like I did with the whole 9gag thing? How do I... It's all about luck, really. Or like consistency and time. And I didn't know how much time it was gonna be. And I still am going through this. You know, as of now, as of this video, let me see how many I have. As of this video, I have 3,074 subs. Which was way fucking more than I thought I was gonna have, okay? By the time this year situation was up. It's scary, because you look at these videos that people post online of like, how to be successful on YouTube, how to do this, how to do that, and they don't know, okay? The reason why they're posting those videos is because they just want more views and more money and more attention. They don't know what they're talking about. It just is about luck and time, and the only advice I can give is just being consistent and uploading every day if you're gonna say if you're gonna upload every day, and having like a schedule, or like just following through with everything, because there's no guarantee well, there is a guarantee if you just never give up on it, but like, it's really terrifying, and you have to think realistically, but you also have to not think and not dwell too much on it, because what I would do is I would dwell so much on the fact of like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I don't know how I'm gonna be successful, I don't know, I don't know how I'm gonna do all these things, and it was like I was taking life way too seriously, and I just would downward spiral, like I'm gonna be homeless, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna fail, my family's never gonna accept me for how I am and how I do things, and like, I would just get like that. Like, just really crazy thoughts that would probably never happen. Just like pure anxiety and pure panic. And I would have a lot of anxiety attacks, and I would have a lot of panic attacks. And because there was no barrier of stress, I was going through all these emotions that I didn't go through before. And it was really hard. And I'm still working on it. Like, it's something that I'm going through currently. Like, which is what led up to like me going on vacation, because with my YouTube channel, like, after those huge spikes of subs, it would just be like now it's like at a stagnant point where like just everything is just like little dips, Like, I would lose a ton of subscribers, and then I would gain like a couple and then lose those. So, it was getting to the point where every time I gained a sub, it would change my mood for the rest of the day. And every time I lost a sub, it would change my mood. That is so unhealthy. That's what led up to me going on these vacations, because I needed a break. I needed to find a way. My dogs are barking, please ignore. I needed to find a coping mechanism for me, or I needed to find some way where I would just not get so built up and so stressed about the future, and I would just take everything day by day. That's what I needed to do. And so on vacation, I was like, Kelly, here's what you gotta do, Kelly. Just pretend that you don't have a YouTube channel for 2 seconds. Because I would look at YouTube every fucking second of every day. And on vacation, it was the first time that I went an extended period of time of just not paying attention to it, just letting things fall as they may, whatever. And in Hawaii, I checked it once, and I was like, okay, because it changed my mood in Hawaii. When I checked my YouTube channel once, it changed my whole mood. And I was like, okay, don't look at it. Don't look at it anymore. And then when I went to Minnesota, for like 3 weeks about, I made another commitment to my brain that I wasn't going to check my YouTube channel. So it was just weird. I don't know. It's just like, it was just weird. I don't know. So that vacation taught me to not stress out about my channel as much as I used to, and to just chill out. I have such an amazing family. They are really supportive of me, and I just need to chill out. But you know what happened yesterday? And I'm gonna start crying. Don't cry, Kelly! You know what happened yesterday? I got an email. From YouTube. And backstory to this, I started YouTube before they changed the monetization process. And then right when I hit 10,000 views, which that's what it used to be, you have to have at least 10,000 views to get monetized on your channel. My channel was in review, and I was so excited, and then they changed it, so then my channel was put back on the, like the, what's it called? Like the requirement shit. like the working towards the requirements process again. And then I finally hit the requirements again for like the 4,000 watch hours and the more than 1,000 subs. I hit that again 2 months ago, and then my channel was in review again. And just yesterday, right before I hit my 1 year on YouTube, which was August 1st, today, the email said that I was approved for monetization. And to receive that after my, like, mental roller coaster I was dealing with, and after I came back from vacation feeling really refreshed, it was like, it was awesome. And I'm not saying that, like, my purpose on YouTube is to, make money. That's not it at all. I came a really far way. That's not a sentence. I've come a far way to get to this point, and never in a million years did I think that in a year I would be able to be monetized and have more than 3,000 subs. That was a huge goal, okay? And never in your first year of YouTube do you get that kind of luck. So people who stop by my channel will say, like, oh, this girl, like, doesn't have that many subs, like, it's whatever. But to me, it's a really big deal, okay? And I've never talked about this out loud before, so I'm really, like, awkward, and I'm sorry, but, like, seeing my first ad on my video, that was crazy. And let me just say that I'm not doing YouTube for money purposes. I mean, I want it to be my career and I want to make a living doing this stuff, but since I was 12, since I could breathe, I could only breathe at 12, I have always been in front of a camera. I always would edit stuff like on Movie Maker or like whatever. I would always be in front of a computer. I would always be doing stuff like technology. I would play games since I had diapers on. Like, everything that I'm doing on my channel is everything that I have always wanted to do, which was entertain people, play video games, and just be myself. Thank you for letting me be myself. Thank you. And you know, now I get comments that are positive, and they all say, like, hey, I just found this channel and you're such a chill person and thank you. And I'm just like, like, what? It just, like, it's so flattering to me that I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to take a compliment. Thank you for commenting nice things if you have. Oh my god, fuck! A really big thank you, a super big thank you to the people on my Discord. When I was on vacation, they had a countdown to when I was gonna be back. So my Patreon, I have a Patreon, and I know I hate it too. I hate having a Patreon, but I have one. The people who donate to my Patreon, they're all on my Discord, because it's linked to my Discord. And I've met so many people on there, and they all keep me so motivated, and thank you for that. Oh my god. So a really big thank you to those guys, because, you know, we play games together and they tell me how, like, how much they, like, laugh at my videos. I don't know, it's, like, it's so heartwarming to me. So thank you, and, I don't know. And a big shout out to myself, because, there were a lot of points where I was like, this isn't worth the mental anguish, you know? And I fucking pushed through that shit, and I pushed it out of the way, and I was like, no, you're gonna do it, okay? Cheers to the first year. And hopefully, cheers to many more. Do I have like a... Here, I have this, but, I have nobody to, like, clink glasses with, so I'm just gonna, like... Cheers. Okay. I don't know how to end this, so just, like, bye. Cue the music.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter.